Right from the start, the judge isn't pulling punches. Drugs in a child's room? A baby crib near narcotics? This isn't just bad parenting, this is potential child endangerment. And trust me, judges hate when kids are dragged into grown-up messes. You can already feel the tension building in that courtroom.
All right, so this was a recall back for sentencing because the court wanted the CPS worker here, and the state informed the court that they were unable to have the CPS worker here. So both parties had no objection to the court reviewing the CPS records. Is that correct, state and defense?
Yes, that's correct.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. And so outside the agreement was requesting no contact with the complainant. And my understanding, defense, you are opposed to that.
Back then, yes, I was, as I am now.
All right. So state, you're asking for no contact, and I will tell you, the court's concerns was that drugs were being grown in the child's room.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And from reading the CPS records, it's the court's understanding that the child does go to school. Is that correct?
Yes, Judge.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Do you want to raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do, Your Honor.
You can lower your hand, state your name for the...
What?
All right. If you're tested today, what would the result be? And let me just tell you before you answer me. If you're negative, I will remove the no contact order. But if you're going to be positive with an illegal substance, then there's going to be a no contact order because obviously CPS didn't do their work. So if you're drug tested today, what are the results going to be?
I take methadone on a regular basis.
Okay.
That's in my system. I have quit smoking. I knew though it took like 2 months last time for when I was in CPS to get clean. It's been over a month since.
So here's the thing. See, this is the problem.
Now pay attention, this is where the judge makes it crystal clear, a negative drug test could lift the no contact order immediately. That means Jacob could see his daughter again today if he's clean. But one dirty test. He's cut off. It's a classic example of how fast a courtroom can swing between mercy and consequence.
And this is, I understand that CPS can only keep their cases for a year, and they say, oh, people are doing okay, it appears, so we're just going to dismiss this case. That case has been dismissed for a while. You should not have gone back to using marijuana. And I'm assuming when you say in your system, that's marijuana?
Yes, Your Honor.
And the person, your wife, has she been using marijuana as well?
No, Your Honor.
Will she be positive?
No, Your Honor.
All right. So here, this is what I want you to understand. Part of my job is to make sure that children are protected, make sure the community are protected when they're placed on probation. All right. Methadone. I understand that people use methadone. In my personal opinion, methadone is just another drug. But I understand why it's prescribed. But those levels should be going down. But you should not be testing positive for marijuana. Marijuana is not a part of the methadone recovery system.
Yes, Your Honor.
So why should I allow him to have contact when he's still using marijuana? Or at least live in the home since he's still using marijuana.
Well, I was unaware that he was still using.
Judge.
Notice how the judge calls methadone just another drug. That's controversial. Methadone is actually a legal treatment for addiction, but many judges see it as trading one dependency for another. She's drawing a hard line, and it shows how personal bias sometimes slips into the courtroom.
I was as well with all of my conversations with him, where obviously marijuana was the issue. He did not inform me that several months ago he used it. I can say that what happened in court at the last setting scared him greatly in terms of having to move out of the house and not being able to be around his children. I've watched the interaction with him, and at least the small one, Layla, is very good. I don't think he will be using it anymore. And of course, I have no problem with the court zero tolerancing him on weekly marijuana urine testing just to make sure that he's complying. I don't think he will. I think he got really scared at the last setting that he needs to get his act together and has not had any since then.
All right, so here's my question for you. Do you have parents in the city?
I have a father here.
All right, is that appropriate place to stay?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so this is what I'm going to order. He's going to live with his father, not live in that home until he's negative for marijuana. You know,
And then as soon as he's negative, he can go back.
when he's negative, they can come back to the court and ask that he be allowed to live in the home. So here's the thing. Your attorney was fighting so hard for you, and you didn't do your part. So don't blame her. She did her part. You didn't do your part.
Of course.
Your part was to come into court to be negative, present something to me, because you knew the state was asking for no contact. You knew I had concerns because drugs were being grown inside your child's room. You understand?
I do, Your Honor.
So in 2025 CR 009798, there's a $1,500 fine probated, 3 years deferred adjudication.
Here's the breaking point. The defense attorney's fighting hard, painting Jacob as a scared man trying to do better. But the judge's patience is fading fast. She wanted progress, a clean test, proof of change. Instead, she got excuses. What do you think? Should fear and effort count for something, or is relapse just relapse?
It's a run concurrent with 2025 CR 007562C. There's to be no residing with Layla Aguero, and no unsupervised contact with Layla Aguero until the defendant tests negative.
And Judge, is that negative for the marijuana, or do you want him off the methadone as well?
The methadone, the doctors will have to do that. But what I can tell you with methadone, that's not technically supposed to be
And it get
down.
was it? Yeah.
All right. So the levels on that needs to start going down.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. There's to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person, regular random UAs, 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once the parenting classes are complete, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. Field visits 1 time per month until further notice. And cause number 2025 CR 007562C, the court will sentence you to 6 years deferred adjudication. There's to be a $2,000 fine. That will be probated. There's to be restitution of $380 to the Bexar County Crime Lab for drug testing.
And wow, listen closely here. The judge isn't just sentencing Jacob, she's preaching accountability. Your child is 100% dependent on you. That line hits hard. This isn't about punishment anymore, it's about survival. One mistake doesn't just ruin your life, it wrecks a child's future.
All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. Your child is 100% dependent upon you. She can't go in Travis Park and make it her own. She's 100% dependent on you and your wife. If any of you fall down on the job, then she's just out there alone by herself. You understand?
I do, Your Honor.
So you're going to have to start doing better. And doing drugs is not good. All right? In this court, communication is key. If there's an issue, let your probation officer know. If you feel they're not addressing it, you can always come to the court.
Yes,
All right,
ma'am.
good luck to you.
Thank you,
Thank
Judge.
you.
Maybe be excused.
Yes. Is calling 2025 CR 007562B and 2025 CR 009816, State versus Kelly Aguero. All right, and are you Miss Aguero?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you for dressing appropriately for court. All right, we're here for sentencing. And the reason why your attorney wanted this recalled and not do it on the day that was originally set is because of no contact orders, right?
Yes.
And it's no contact orders regarding your child. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Kelly Aguero.
All right. So, if you're drug tested today, what will the results be?
Clean. We're good.
All right. And you mentioned earlier about mental health. Are you seeing a doctor?
I currently got enrolled with the Center for Healthcare. My first appointment is not till October, but I have been going to the medical transplant specialty in the medical center for medication and stay on top of that.
Okay. And let me just tell you, the reason why I asked that of you is because I want to make sure that you're receiving the help you need to be successful on this probation.
Yes.
All right.
So-
Were you aware that your husband had been using?
No.
So you need to make a decision on who you want your star to be attached to, because I'll tell you what I told him. Your child cannot take care of herself. She can't survive at Travis Park. She's 100% dependent on you as our parent and your husband as our parent to do what's in her best interest. And what's in her best interest is not continuing to use illegal substances. Do you understand? All right. And cause number 2025 CR 009816. Court will sentence you to 2 years deferred adjudication.
This ending is brutal but honest. The judge gives Kelly the same warning she gave Jacob: your choices decide your child's fate. What's wild here is how generational this gets. CPS records don't disappear, they follow you, even into your own parenting. So what do you think? Is the system protecting kids, or trapping families in cycles they can't escape?
This will run concurrent with 2025 CR 007562B. There's a $1,500 fine that will be probated. Are you employed?
Nothing right now.
All right. Proof of employment within 30 days. There should be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. MIC evaluation out of custody. Continued referral to Center for Healthcare Services. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UA. 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes. Once that's completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. State, are you still requesting no contact with the child?
For her, we are fine with no harmful injuries contact so long as there are regular field visits by probation throughout the duration of probation.
All right, there should be no harmful or injurious contact with Layla Aguirre. Your attorney will explain to you what no harmful or injurious contact means. There's going to be field visits until further notice. So you know, Jacob Aguirre is not allowed to reside in that household until the court allows him to reside in that household. And whether or not he resides in that household is 100% dependent upon his actions. So if he continues to use marijuana, that's on him. You understand?
Yes.
But if you allow him to reside in that household, that's going to be a violation of your probation. You understand? Okay. So no residing with Jacob Aguirre. Now that can change once he's negative. Do you understand? Next, we're proceeding in 2025 CR 007562B. The court will sentence you to 6 years deferred adjudication. There's a $2,000 fine that will be probated. This will run concurrent with 2025 CR 009816. So there's going to be 200 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order the MRT. Once that's completed, 100 hours will be waived. The other 100 hours will be waived once you complete the life skills course. Proof of employment within 30 days. No employment as a home health care provider or with minors. Regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular random UAs. No harmful or injurious contact with Layla Aguirre. Field visits until further notice, 1 time per month. No residing with Jacob Aguirre. And again, that will change once he tests negative. All right, we can go off the record. Here's the thing. You went through CPS and you went through CPS. Usually those cases take a minimum of a year. You went through that and you got to start making decisions whether or not you're going to hang your star with your husband or not. But if he continues on this path, things are not going to go well. And when things don't go well for him, if you tied to him, they're not going to go well for you because Child Protective Services will be involved back in your life. And all of these Child Protective Services cases, that is permanently on your record like a criminal history. Whenever you pick up a new Child Protective Services case, a history will come up of all your cases with them and whether there were reasons to believe or not. And guess what? If your parents had a Child Protective Services case when you were a child, that's going to come up as well. So you better start making changes. You understand?